Well, you guys mentioned Bert's football thing, so let me use that to segue into the second film I'd like to talk about, and then you guys can take over and talk about whatever movies you guys have seen, which is the thing that aired last night on HBO, Paterno.
All right, let's talk
Pacino
about
playing Joe Paterno, Barry Levinson directing. I've watched it 1.5 times now.
Oh, okay.
And it's you know how you watch a movie and you know something's missing, like this isn't as gripping as it should be, and I can't put my finger on it because it's not totally obvious what it is.
Right.
That's how I felt with this. I thought it was like an edge better than Phil Spector. HBO has become Pacino's go-to studio. He even said it. He said, if I ever want to do anything, if I ever have a character I want to play, I go to HBO, they'll do it. And so it's no surprise that some of the best work that he's been allowed to do has been on that network.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this was smart about the ambiguity of it, but at the same time, by the end of it, I didn't feel there was any ambiguity, because people were saying, you know, are you trying to make Joe Paterno look innocent? And then another group of people are saying you're trying to blame him for it or make him seem guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And the filmmakers have been saying, no, it's somewhere in the middle. There's ambiguity. But I don't think there is an ambiguity. I think it's pretty clear by the end of the movie that Paterno knew, and he didn't do enough to stop it. But the drama comes in the fact that he's going over that in his own mind throughout the course of the movie. There's a lot of stretches of the movie where he's very silent, and you can read in his expression that he's running over things in his mind, and he's conflicted, and he's so confused by this because his life has been so single-minded on winning and being the winningest football coach in college history that he's had tunnel vision. He didn't recognize the severity of the shit that was going on around him. And that was ultimately his downfall. And it takes place in the most dramatic period of time during those 2 weeks between the revelation and his diagnosis of lung cancer and his firing. But I mean, that's a pretty hefty fall from grace. And I was pleased that it also pays service to the victims as well. There's a subplot involving the victim, one of the victims, that's pretty prominent to the movie, more prominent than I thought it would be. And I was grateful for that. I think the thing with the Cub reporter, I think it's important because she broke the story years earlier and it didn't cause any stir. And so she's on the front lines when the story of the child molestation reemerges, and she's pushing it forward. I don't like the way she's played. The actress plays it very kind of coldly and awkwardly. It would have felt better if there was some feeling of genuine compassion on that reporter's part.
That may be the actress Riley Cohen is Riley from American Honey.
Riley Keough.
Riley Keough, and she plays that character. She plays very cold characters for. I mean, the movies I know, American Honey and Logan Lucky. I think Logan Lucky is the other movie that I remember her in, and they're very cold characters. So I think I understand what you're saying. That's a very good observation, Jamie, because I was thinking that too.
She's Elvis's granddaughter.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's Elvis Presley's
granddaughter.
So
she's Lisa Marie's daughter?
Yes.
Wow. Well, she didn't have to worry about paychecks.
Nope.
Pacino's good. Pacino's good, but it didn't. You know, he was great in Levinson's Kevorkian movie.
See, that's the gold standard, I think.
Yeah.
That's his gold standard in this genre. I mean, it's like medium, I think. So.
Yeah.
I was dreading this, guys, ever since it was first announced because the subject matter is so depressing and uncomfortable. I'm sort of glad that this is the one that De Palma was attached to, right?
Yeah.
This is the one. I'm glad he didn't do this because he needs to go make a big studio thriller or something. This was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was better than the Spectre one. But the subject matter is so depressing. But I think Pacino's performance is very good, and I think this is where he's doing his best work. This, I actually would have to say, the last 10 years, at least, is on HBO.
Yeah. And it's a very muted interior performance from Pacino, which I know a lot of audience members will be thankful for.
Yes.
It isn't the histrionics and the shouting and all that kind of stuff that people complain about that I don't personally have a problem with. But he plays older than he is, and he plays kind of feeble, and he's in over his head, and he's looking at a 60-year legacy that's crumbling.
I have a confession to make. There's a shot towards the end of Pacino, and if I didn't know any better, I thought it was Woody Allen. I won't lie, I thought it was Woody Allen.
That would have been interesting
great
casting.
There's a great, that's dangerous casting right there.
Yeah.
There's a great shot, or there's a great scene where he gets fired, and
right.
It's great because just the physicality of the character is just wonderful. It's a wonderful piece of physical acting.
Yes.
It's probably my favorite moment from him in the movie. But yeah, a little disappointing. Another B effort for me.
Yeah. There's this. Like when you talk about how he saw the tunnel vision, I thought that was beautifully shown when the one guy comes over, and I think in the beginning, like with what they're going to say, and what does Paterno say? He's like, I'm just focused on. I've got Nebraska.
Right.
Just so how wrapped up he is in work and everything in the game. I thought that was a great example of that.
Then there's that other conversation that he has with his son. He says, your mom can be hysterical, but we don't get hysterical. If we got hysterical every time we had a loss or something, we'd never get anything done. It's just not in his manner. And during the course of the movie, he's battling with that inside, that I should have done more. I could have stopped this, but I did the very minimum and just let it go. And I didn't live up to my responsibilities beyond that. And, of course, the school hid it because they didn't want to ruin the reputation of Penn State.